So yeah, it looks like we got our first teases to what appears to be 2 new Descendants heading to the game. We're going to go over that here in just a moment. But we're also going to be talking about how some of the players felt like they have been essentially robbed in some regards in terms of this feature. And we're going to talk about a PSA and a bunch of other stuff. And later in the video, I'm going over your top comments with my fiance.
Hi, everyone.
So that should be a good one. So yeah, it appears the dev team might have left some teases in the game regarding some brand new Descendants that we could be playing as very soon. So check it out here. It says 2 new Descendant and Descendant full name. So this guy was playing with his friends and he used the bio scanner on the characters. And of course it shows their real names here. So if you didn't know their actual names, you could pause the screen here. But most notable is that we have 2 characters here. One is of course Scar and the other is classified. One looks to be a male character, and the other looks to be a female Descendant. It looks like these are going to be new Descendants that are going to be coming to the game. And there was this post as well. It says, who is Scar, and why is he in the device HUD? As you can see, there he is right there. He has this very interesting armor on him as well. Almost looks like a bone armor. But what's also very intriguing is you got to remember that in the game currently, there is a weapon also known as the Hero Scar, and it also has this kind of like bone type thorny look to it as well. So I don't know if this character will tie into some of the weapons that are currently in the game, or if they'll do something special with those weapons. We'll have to see. That's me, just being very imaginative, of course. So I'm speculating. So just remember that. And also, yeah, this isn't exactly a leak. It is in the actual game. So that's interesting as well. So I think the dev team is really trying to tease something here. We'll see if this pans out to be true. But we do know every season we will be getting a brand new Descendant. We're going to be going through season 1 here at the end of August. That's going to start. And then December, we will be getting season 2. So it could make sense that these would be our brand new Descendants. Now, what are their special abilities? We have no indication what those could be just yet, but I'm extremely curious to see what you guys want to see from Descendants going forward. Sound off in the comments below as to what you would like to see for special abilities and that sort of thing. And mentioning special abilities, check this out. The tubes on Ultimate Valby glow when she is standing in water. So if you missed this, this is a really cool detail that you might want to pay attention to as well. Now, we got to talk about what the community is calling theft in the First Descendant. You'll get what I mean here when we get into this. So check it out. Here's the Reddit thread. It says, this is theft. They go on to show their paint scheme that they have in-game. Here is another example. But this is what they're looking for, that chrome gold plate look, not this plasticky. Like, what is this? And it's a big discussion within the community. And people feel like they're being robbed. It says 771 upvotes. Here's the response. At least it's not as bad as the Iron Man guy. And if you're wondering, who is the Iron Man guy? Check it out right here. Iron Man versus Plastic Man. And you can see how people are absolutely bummed by how the paint is looking in game. They're feeling like, hey, you know what? I actually spent money on this paint job and it should look as we are seeing in the menu right here. It shouldn't be looking all plasticky. What in the hell is this? So yeah, this is something Nexon I think we'll have to get to work on, especially considering that players are putting down their money on, painting their characters. That is definitely not a good look at all. All right, so we also have this question right here. Which weapon is the most worth to invest in? And we got some really good opinions. Let's go straight to them. Of course, it says Greg, then Enduring Legacy. Sound off your opinion on this one. Then it says, I'm personally going Enduring Legacy before Greg, just because I've already maxed out all of the general round mods that it will need, and I'm tired of grinding gold for the moment, LOL. It's also just a really solid weapon that will work on pretty much every boss. Greg is really easy to farm parts for, but I would have to max a whole new set of special round mods. So if you just started the First Descendant, I think Greg would be a great choice just because of the farming reasons. So easy to farm for that one. And it's definitely worth it. I still love my Thunder Cage. I'm just going to say it. I still think the Thunder Cage is badass. But yeah, let me know what weapon you guys are really going after or are enjoying currently as like your main primary weapon. And the question is the game dead now? So being sent on a scenario alone after I queue for a matchmaking option, been playing 40 hours and I always end up alone. It's a new game and it's dead already. Has anyone been running into problems queuing into matchmaking? I had one instance where it seemed a bit slower than usual when matchmaking, which kind of made me a little bit apprehensive and worried about the total community health for this game. But after that, it was smooth sailing. I never ever really have had any major issues getting into a game. And no, this game is not dead. Yes, the most that we had yesterday was about 90,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, which is definitely below the 100K, but this is completely normal for this type of game. And I think that every season we will see, a large amount of player base become re-interested in this game. Also, you have some interesting things going on in the gaming space right now. You have new content dropping for Diablo 4, which I think are pulling some people away just to check that out, to peek in, see if that's worth it. Season 5 for Diablo 4, it seems like it's going to be possibly an overall miss. So I think people will be back in the First Descendant pretty quickly. It's going to be interesting to see, though, how the First Descendant fares in September against Warhammer. That's going to be the true test. So we shall see. I think Warhammer is going to be absolutely massive. All right, so we have this one right here. PSA, attacking weak points does not build less frenzy. So it says, so among the discussions I saw, it was brought up multiple times that DOT builds like Valby, Freyna, Viessa, etc. is detrimental to intercepts because all you are doing is increasing his rage bar without doing much damage compared to it if you were to shoot his weak spot. I was curious and did some testing myself using Glay and her Massacre skill, which has been both firearm and ability damage. Surprise, surprise, it seems like there's no impact on frenzy generation. Whether you hit weak points or not, it is purely based on damage dealt. So all of you who have the ability damage Descendants as favorites mains can rest well, knowing that the damage you deal isn't detrimental to the team's efforts. This has definitely been a rumor going around, and there's been several tests on this. There's also another Reddit thread that also tested this out, and once again, it has the same thing that they're saying here as well. So you can rest easy about that one if you're worried. And yeah, hopefully this rumor does die off for sure. All right, so we also have this one right here. It says, well, I guess now that you mentioned it, why is this screen a thing? Yeah, they should definitely do away with this. And someone also pointed out this. I hate the little animation after completing research. Every item has to go through it every time. It is such a pain at this point. And they need to patch it out. Just like they patched the intro Nexon logo and nerfed that, they need to nerf some of these screens and have like an immediate option somewhere in the options menu to shut it off completely at this point. All right, so now it's time to go over your top comments. And this time, yes, I am joined with my fiance.
Hi, everyone.
So let's do this. And our first top comment is this one right here. Check it out.
I have tried Ultimate Ajax against Gluttony 10 times with the max out ice resistance and as much health and defense as I can. I still get one shot from this boss. I have no problem with hard bosses, but one shot insta kills are just so stupid and need to be removed from the game. This fight sucks so much.
Yeah, I've been hearing complaints about Gluttony, and I think they did this because they want you to honestly purchase Luna, who has that special ability. But then again, the instant kill mechanic has been present in a lot of these bosses, so I hope this doesn't continue to be a trend into Season 1 and Season 2. I feel like the instant kill stuff is so annoying, especially when you don't have proper tutorials about it.
Still no word on the Broken Catalyst quest for killing all the hard intercepts. Kind of crazy. It's been bugged since week 1 of the game's release, and Nexon still haven't mentioned it in any post-known issues list.
Well, I will definitely keep you guys updated as to what they will be doing about that one, but no word from Nexon yet on what they're doing. So yeah, it's kind of weird how quiet they've been about it. Boo! Come on, Nexon. And here's the next one.
If they're going to take over design bosses that require strategic teamwork, then bosses should have way higher drop rates for parts, blueprints, etc.
Couldn't agree more with that one. And Nexon, they have said that they are going to be revisiting what they're doing with drop rate. So we'll see what happens. Maybe that includes bosses. It's going to require some fine tuning.
Fine tune it.
Fine tune it. All right, what's next? You want to read this one?
Oh my God, I'm reading a bedtime story.
It's a little novel here. Go for it.
Bosses having mechanics are fine if you document what will happen and have visible tell that shows you when it is about to happen. Currently, there's no reliable way to predict when Frostwalker will do its mechanic, and Hanged Man's fluid vials are a poor example of a visual aid. If you want to go into it blind, there is no way for you to figure out what you need to do without outside help. Mechanics need a tell that players can learn if they want public groups to ever be able to learn it, get alone, do it. Adjustments can come afterwards, but you need some way for the players to experience the fight and learn the mechanic instead of the current state when you just die and you have no idea why.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to add like a Souls type mechanic to this game where you're supposed to go in it like not knowing what's going on.
You die right away every time.
It doesn't work exactly for this particular game, so I think they need more like tutorials and stuff.
Yeah, she has a nice butt.
All right, so there it is. The latest happenings around the First Descendant. I hope you enjoyed the top comments this time with my fiance. That was a ton of fun to do. Maybe I'll do that more often. It's up to you guys, of course, but I had a blast doing that. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more of the First Descendant news. And yes, look out for more interesting games here on Overworld Games. And I will see you next time. Take care.